Hello friends, so in this video we will see what is HTMX and how it is different from HTML and why it is getting popular day by day. As you can see, HTMX finished second in 2023 JavaScript Rising Stars. So this is a list of JavaScript related technologies. So HTMX came second in this list just after React. So you can imagine how popular it is getting day by day. So in this video we will learn quickly what is HTMX basically. So before going to the documentation of HTMX, we will see just a overview about it and how it is different from HTML. Let me show you how. So in this diagram you can clearly see this is a typical normal HTML diagram with JavaScript framework. This is HTML, and HTML will trigger some events, and then those events will be handled by a JavaScript framework like React or any framework in that matter, and that framework will create some HTTP request to the server, and server in the return it will give JSON data to JS framework, and then JS framework will update the HTML according to that data, right? So this is a general flow what we follow most of the time in HTML and JS framework. This is the normal HTML or JSX for that matter. So this is normal flow what we are doing right now, right? So how HTMX is different from it? So let me show you. Okay, so in case of HTMX, so this is the HTMX. So HTMX will directly make a HTTP request to the server, and server will directly pass on updated HTML, not updated JSON, but updated HTML it will give to HTMX directly, and on the basis of that HTMX will refresh its page, okay, update with updated data. So that's it. So there is no involvement of JavaScript framework like React or Angular or Next.js or whatever. So you can skip JS framework from the scenario if you use HTMX. So HTMX is directly able to make HTTP request to the server and handle all the data accordingly. So now you got some overview how it works. So let me show you with some code. Okay, now we are on official HTMX website. So HTMX is basically a library. Okay, HTMX is a library, very lightweight library, only 14 KB approx. It is very lightweight library and no dependency at all. So you don't need to install any other thing to use this. So you can directly use this using CDN or directly using script tag, or directly install this 14 KB file in your project and start using HTMX right away. And this is also IE11 compatible also. Okay, so this is the feature, but now we will see what is HTMX. So HTMX gives us the access to Ajax, CSS transition, WebSockets, and server sent event directly in HTML. Okay, as I shown to you. So directly from HTML you can do all the HTTP requests and these kind of events directly using attributes. Okay, so let me show you. If we go to the documentation, so in the traditional way of HTML, only anchor tag and form tag can do HTTP request, right? So if you use anchor tag, so if you give href and then blog, then it says when a user click on this link, issue an HTTP GET request to blog and load the response content into the browser window. So this is a general typical way, right? But if using HTMX, you can make HTTP request using any HTML tag. Any element can make HTTP request directly, and that is also customizable. Let me show you how. So if this is a button tag, and button tag can also using this HX post. Okay, so HX is attribute for HTMX basically. So if you give this attribute HX post, it says like you have to make post request on this endpoint, and then it is saying HX trigger, like on clicking it will trigger. This is the event. If you click on this button, then this event will be triggered. And then HX target, it means that it will get the ID. It will search the ID in parent div. It will with the name parent div, and then when it will receive some data from the server, so it will replace outer HTML of parent div. Okay, parent div element will be there with the ID parent div, so we will replace outer HTML of parent div with the updated data when we click on this. Okay, so this is the one example of button click, but we can use any kind of DOM element basically. Let me show you. So for installing you can use CDN or anything, or download a copy. It is very lightweight. Or you can use npm also if you love using npm, so you can do that also. And okay, so using HTMX you can directly make HTTP request for all of these HTTP methods. So this is hx get, post, put, patch, delete. So any of these requests can be made from this. So for this example, you can use div to make a put request on this endpoint. Okay, and you can trigger these requests not only on clicking or something. You can use any of the HTML event to trigger these HTTP requests. So in this example, if you see div hx post, so it says make a post request on this endpoint using hs trigger mouse enter. So if you use mouse enter event, and whenever you take mouse inside this div, then this event will automatically trigger to the server directly. Okay, and you can modify, there are modifiers of also for these events, like only once. So first it will enter only first time, it will trigger the event only first time, not again and again. So there are lots of modifiers also. You can give delay also, like after few seconds then HTTP request will be made or something. So these all options are available. So in this example you can see we have triggered a HTTP request on input. Okay, input text. On input text it is saying input text hx get, so it will make a get request on this endpoint and using trigger. So trigger, it is saying key up. So whenever you use key up when inside the input box and anything changed, then delay 500 millisecond. Okay, then it will make a request to this to the server, and then it will find search results. It will find search result element inside the DOM, and then it will replace that data what is coming from the server and put inside it, because this is a search result element. Okay, so you can use any HTML element to make HTTP request, and you can use any HTTP event also to make an HTTP request. So here also you can see on div clicked. If you click on this div, then make this get request. This is the endpoint, and it is saying HTTP trigger on clicking of control key and plus click. Then if you click do this, then only this HTTP request will be made. So directly you can make these kind of requests from HTML only, not without using any JavaScript framework. Okay, there is an option to confirm request also. So it will, if you want to make a confirmation before making any HTTP request, so there is option for hx confirm also. So if you see, like if you say button or delete, so it will put a delete HTTP request on this endpoint, and but before doing that, it will confirm you, are you sure you wish to delete this account? Okay, then only it will make any request on that. But before for button, it is by default click event for button, so it will automatically trigger on click event. Otherwise you can customize the event also on which you want to trigger this HTTP request. So guys, one more cool feature is history support for HTMX. So if you want that the browser history API should store your HTTP request, so you can use hx push URL true. So in this case your HTTP request state will be saved in browser history API also, and you can use back button or forward button accordingly. HTMX can be helpful for the people who don't have much knowledge about JavaScript frameworks and front end, and if they have backend knowledge only, they can also use HTMX, because HTMX is a plain HTML. So they can also use HTML to create some website or something, and you directly use the HTTP request there. As of now, HTMX can be used for simple and small applications, but if you want to use for complex application or some advanced thing, then still you have to use the JavaScript frameworks, because HTMX is not that much capable as of now, but in the future it can be. So that's it for this video, guys. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Opinion or in the comment section. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.